Let's examine this parking scenario. The driver wants to reverse into this parking space. The alleyway is already quite narrow. But to make matters worse, there are multiple electric bikes parked opposite the parking spot. As a result, the driver struggles to reverse into the space. After several unsuccessful attempts, the car gets stuck between the rear vehicle and the electric bikes in front. Here's the situation we're simulating. In this realistic scenario, let's analyze this carefully. The passage is naturally narrow. And additionally, there are electric bikes blocking the opposite side. Moving these bikes isn't a practical solution. During the reversing process, these parked bikes severely limit our steering angle options. If we turn the wheel too much, the front bumper will hit these bikes. But with minimal steering input, the car's rear turns too slowly. This often results in the rear end swinging toward the adjacent vehicle's front instead of toward the guardrail. Any further adjustments become difficult because you'll notice the parked bikes in front leave very little room for forward movement or reversing space, eventually getting stuck between the bikes and the car, just like the original driver. Given these constraints, if we must park in this specific spot with no alternatives available, what parking technique should we use in this situation? First, let me demonstrate. Well, the first step is to stay as close as possible to the parking space side, to leave more maneuvering room on the opposite side. This gives us space to steer and account for front-end swing. Next, we'll advance as far forward as possible. You can see our demo vehicle is approaching a corner with limited forward space. At this point, we initiate steering while reversing, but must avoid excessive steering, since too much turn causes significant front-end swing, risking contact with those parked scooters. As we continue reversing, we encounter the same issue as our student driver. What's happening? The rear is blocked by another vehicle with minimal front adjustment room. Now notice this key space. We can utilize the lateral clearance between our car and the vehicle to our left. If we hug as close as possible to the left side vehicle, wouldn't that create adjustment space both fore and aft? See how we can now advance and reverse more effectively? By maintaining maximum left side proximity, we can successfully park in this tight spot. The challenge is utilizing this space during the reversing maneuver. First, we maximize forward movement, then commence reversing. Since we didn't turn the steering wheel enough, you'll notice the car gradually moves away from the vehicle on the left during the second half of reversing. At this point, we shouldn't reverse all the way in, because if we reverse completely, we'll get stuck in this tight spot. When we notice the space is widening as we reverse, we should maintain some reversing distance. Don't go all the way. Straighten the steering wheel. Then, fully turn to the opposite side and reverse. The purpose is to move closer to this vehicle again. After getting close, straighten the wheel, then drive straight forward again. When the front has no more space, we turn left again and reverse. Partially reversing again, not fully reversing. Notice what? We're moving away again. So we maintain some reversing distance and turn the opposite way to reverse again. Get close and drive forward again. By repeating this process, we gradually, slowly, observe. Now we're moving away again. Get close and drive forward. Okay, now, get close after moving away, then drive forward. See how our rear end is gradually moving into the parking space and clearing the front of this vehicle? See the tricky part? Move away, get close and come forward. Now watch carefully. When we turn left and reverse, notice what? The rear has enough clearance now. See how the car is already in his rear view mirror now. Now, we have enough clearance at the front. At this point, we don't need to worry about this side anymore. Just turn the wheel the opposite way and move forward. Then reverse while counter-steering. There. Even with conventional parking adjustments, we've successfully backed in. Now the spacing isn't even on both sides. We'll make a left turn then immediate right turn. There. To shift the position and finally park the vehicle properly.